Hello and a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here for Friday, May 1st, May Day. Yeah, here, get ready for a new month and getting ready for a big weekend. And the drama continues in the postseason for some, and it doesn't for others, after what we saw on Thursday night in the NBA and NHL as well. And we'll have Major League Baseball review and preview here in just a moment as we get you set for the action here on Oaks Day. Who do you got? You got a pick in the Oaks, or just wait for the big one over there? I was on with Tony yesterday. We made a video. I gave out my pick. Check it out here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, as I've had seen a few Kentucky Derbies in my day. So Oaks Day, though, here to get ready for the ladies on Friday as part of the big sports weekend. There's also UFC action and more and more. Here's some golf this weekend at the Blue Monster. So get ready for our show here and get ready for you guys in the chat. Say hello to the folks there. Our chat pro is going to help me take a look at this betting card here for Friday, a big Friday here. So we'll try to figure out what went down on Thursday with the started off here with the transformed Knicks finish off the Hawks with a record night. Did they ever? Blasted Atlanta. New York wins a series with a record-setting blowout. I'm lucky I have a job here at Tony's Picks after wanting to try Atlanta there in that one. The Knicks led 40-15 after the opening quarter, 83-36 at halftime. What was it, 61-19? I was watching some hockey or something at that point. And the Knicks shot 64% in the first half and led by as many as 55 points. Atlanta truly not ready. And the Knicks, are you going to are the Knicks the best in the East now all of a sudden with the way these other games are going down? Are the Knicks the team to beat in the East here right now? They're going to get some rest too. So, man, a blowout win there for the Knickerbockers. So good job, you guys had that one in the chat. Got to set me straight on that. Need some winners here. At least I got one here with, even though I was talking up Boston, but we did have the under as a winner here on the show yesterday in the Sixers 106-93 win over the Celtics. Tatum goes down and the Celtics go down, and Tatum's complaining of calf and ankle soreness. I mean, that sounds like an Achilles tendon. So, he might have to sit. I mean, the Sixers said that the post game they were tired of losing to the Celtics. So the Sixers will roll into Game 7 with a little bit of momentum. Yes, they'll need to be on the road, but Tatum, I mean, you would have to think questionable at best with describing that type of it. Now, maybe it is. Maybe hopefully it's a calf injury and an ankle injury at the same time is what they were saying. So Tyrese Maxey and Paul George combined for 53 points. The Sixers win, forcing that seventh game back in Boston, and the pressure is going to be on the Sixers have already won twice in Boston. All right, and also late night here, it was the Minnesota Timberwolves eliminating the Nuggets. Jaden McDaniels, 32 points, and good performance here by the Timberwolves to take advantage a little bit of the Nuggets here in this one. They got a little bit exposed. Good job for the Timberwolves. You don't know what they can do in the next round, but you know what? They got through the situation here, right, with the injury situation the way it is. You're going to be in an uphill climb, obviously, when you got to take on the San Antonio Spurs, but at least the Timberwolves have a tall, lanky guy to try to bother Wemby, and the Minnesota Timberwolves won at 110-98. And well, hey, I had the under there, so I went 2-1 here on Night Moves last night, despite kind of a rocky road in some of these games for some folks and some folks not. Some folks have these winners here as well. So, hey, I took 2-1 on the show here on Thursday night. How did you folks do in there? Hello to the chat. And getting ready for the show here. Cal Dog is ready to go. Larry Martin's stopping by. How about the Timberwolves? How about the Sixers? Plus Money is joining us here. Timmy Two Shoes today will be with us as well. And who else? Ron Jeff, Sixers in 7. They can do it again, right? Joel Embiid, you see him. I've got him right here over my shoulder right now. Man, he's doing. I did take his prop over as on Tony's picks today, so we didn't really get there actually. Despite the fact that he's led the team in assists all 3 games he has played in this series. Let's see here. That might be it from the chat pros right now. So let me go ahead and take a look at this hockey action from Friday night. We'll let a few more people stroll on in here, and then we'll get started with our show. But it was the Minnesota Wild eliminating the Stars for their first playoff series win in 11 years, deserving there for Minnesota, and they will advance in the NHL playoffs. How about that? Quinn Hughes, 2 goals and an assist in the win there for Minnesota. And that was my pick over at Tony'sPicks.com. That was my premium discount best bet of the day. You heard Joey Tron on the show giving out the Minnesota Wild there today, and they got it done convincingly, 5-2. They're in and over in that one. So great job there for Minnesota to advance in the series. It was also, ironically enough, 5-2 as Anaheim was able to dust Edmonton here. So Anaheim got that offense on track there on Thursday night and able to knock off the Edmonton Oilers and advance here. Great job by the Ducks. They led their 4-2 late, got an extra goal. Third and fourth line actually got the key goals, and they shut down Connor McDavid, who obviously was not 100% out there. Kreider and Poling had early goals. Gauthier, power play goals. He looks good too. Troy Terry scored on a 2-on-1 break, and the Ducks advance here in the NHL playoffs. And I had the Ducks on the drive-through today with Tony, giving out Anaheim there as an underdog. And also it did push there, I guess, in the end. That's what we had on the show yesterday. So I guess 1-1 here on the show with the picks, but did have the winner there over at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, and let's take a look here right now and go over to Tony'sPicks.com. Then maybe we'll talk a little baseball real quick. It was an abbreviated schedule on Thursday, but we're full on swing here with a couple series continuing and some Friday openers right now here in the major leagues. But I want to take a look and see who's hot over at Tony'sPicks.com, and let's check a look at the handicapper leaderboards up over there right now. And some hot cappers here definitely today, including Solo Malone. How about Solo? He went 9-2 on this card. A great job by Solo here. Nearly 8 units of profit today over at Tony's Picks. How about Hollywood Sam? He went Hollywood Sam. There he is. Mysterious Hollywood Sam. 4-0 here, 4 units. Stephen Duncan, 3-0 on the day. Chris Adkins, 2-0. We know these guys for sure. I'm up there for the day, 3-1 in my straight bets here. We also won some action earlier in the day in the major leagues. Had a couple of winners on the card. I'll get to those in just a moment. 1-2 though in my prop betting on Tony's Picks on Thursday. KT Kevin Thomas won his only play. Tony T won his only play. Al Ninos 2-1. Double Shooty 2-1. David Racy 7-6 there. Joey Tron in the green. Last 7 days, that's David Racy up 15 units of profit. I'm up there on 14 and 3/4 units of profit over the last 7 days. You want to hook up with me over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'm rolling pretty good here right now. Solo Malone up there, up 13 units of profit. Chris Adkins up 12.5 units of profit. Tony T's up 10.5 units of profit in just the last 7 days. Mills Young is up 6 units. Al Dinos is up 5.5 units. Stephen Duncan, Damian Sash, and Kevin Thomas are in the green. Last 30 days over at Tony's Picks, it's Solo Malone. How about that? 23 1/3 units of profit. David Racy up 16.5 units of profit. Al Ninos, 14.5 units of profit over the last 30 days. Chris Adkins up 13.5 units of profit. Tony T up 12.5 units of profit. Double Shooties up 10 1/3 units of profit. Jorge Gonzalez on the VIP account also up over the last 30 days over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can click on the Premium Picks tab, see who's locked and loaded and ready. Here's David Racy's got his Friday afternoon MLB winner. We know it's Friday, so Tony T has got his formula for profit. Friday 3-pack of premium plays, 2 in the majors, 1 in the NBA. Also, you got Rod, Steak Friday, with his triple threat, 1 pick in each sport. Great value there from Rod, including his best bet of the day. Also, for the card here on Friday, there Shane Mickles got his Friday Feast sampler pack, a 3-pack of plays there on Friday. You can click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice, click on their handicapper profile page, and this is how you can get signed up. Check out my records here for this year. You see I'm profitable in several sports here over the last since the start of the year. Also last 30 days in Major League Baseball, 15 units, profitable in college baseball and tennis. You see here, college baseball, good run this week, 5-2-1. Tomorrow is Friday, so we'll have some Friday starters, and I'll probably have a 3-pack at least in college baseball tomorrow. NHL running good there also. Up here in the playoffs over the last week, brought some tennis winners. We got some great matches coming up here on Friday at the Madrid Open with Yannick Sinner, big favorite over Arthur Fees, and Alexander Blocks, a young upstart, going up against Sasha Zverev. Won't have a premium in either of those matches, but I am maybe focused on that Sunday final between Mira Andreeva and Marta Kostyuk, where Andreeva is a $1.35 favorite right now over Kostyuk. Andreeva was able to beat today Haley Baptiste in straight sets. And what about wild one there with Kostyuk over Potapova, 6-2, 1-6, 6-1. That was a wild one. All right, and let's take a look here. Also have an MMA card. It was 2-1 last week in the UFC, and this Saturday's card starts at 4 a.m. Eastern time and 1 a.m. Pacific. Regular casual viewers might only make it up for the main event. So I had some winners here with the action on Thursday, including the Minnesota Wild there over Dallas 5-2. Had Josh Hart under in his PRA. I had the Rockies over 9. Had the Tigers and the Braves as well under 8.5. All right, let's go back to get ready here now and see if anybody else has joined us. I think we got a good crowd in here to get ready for the show. Did have some winners here in Major League Baseball yesterday, including on the show here. Mentioned the winners there over at Tony's, but we did have a pick here on the show yesterday with the St. Louis Cardinals in their game against Pittsburgh, as we took them there on the run line against Paul Skeens there in that one, and it was St. Louis beating up on the Pirates there, actually 10-5 in that one. Jordan Walker, J.J. Weatherholt, a couple of home runs there in that one. Also, night moves winner here with the Philadelphia Phillies over San Francisco in game 1. They got it done 3-2. Also had a winner here on the show with Nats and the Nationals and the Mets 5-4. It sneaks over there as Washington beats the Mets again. New York's lost 7 of 20. C.J. Abrams 2-run home run there in that one. We also had a winner with Baltimore Game 1 over Houston as they beat them there 10-3. In Game 1, the O's hit 2 grand slams in the first game and lost the second one. However, Yordan Alvarez homered in the second game. Orioles won that one. Second game in that Phillies series, Trey Turner, Schwarber homer, and Phillies actually swept the doubleheader there from the Giants. And that's a good look at it. Let's go to the chat, like I said, and get rolling here right now with our previews. Should Joker move on from the Nuggets? They have success there. I mean, Aaron Gordon going down, that might have been a little bit more impactful than it turned out to be. Obviously, you can't complain when you're going up against Minnesota, right? I mean, they had the injuries. Bro God's here today as well, joining us. And we better start with the NBA since Bro God is here. Greg is here as well. He needs a bounce back. Oh, my goodness. I need one here. All right, here we go. Let's get to the show and the games with the Detroit Pistons are taking on the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic, and the Magic up 3-2. Going to try to close out Detroit here and send the number 1 seed packing. But Detroit obviously not done yet after winning the last game and staying alive there with the win at home. 116-109. They didn't get the money. That's because the Orlando Magic have been getting the money in this series pretty much right now. Yes, Detroit did get one at home, but they won by 15, covering 9 points back in Game 2. But other than that, it's been all Orlando as far as getting the number here, and they're a home dog right now. Look, Cade Cunningham was great, but Paolo Banchero, he also scored 45 points don't forget, another young superstar, right? We almost take it for granted that Banchero has kind of been doing it here as well. So see what you think here when these two meet in game number 6 here. Detroit, their backs are to the wall and they've got to win on the road, but hey, they are favored in this one, so they're expected to win anyway. But the Magic have definitely given Detroit a hard time, not just in this series, but I think overall it's been a pretty good season series, if you will, between the two teams. Detroit's form might be misleading. They are 14-6 in their last 20, but 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 games. Maybe a little bit of an overvalued favorite profile here. Orlando 5-0 against the spread at home, dating back a little bit to the regular season, and 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 overall. And they've been dominant in this matchup. 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 against Detroit, and they've won 13 of the last 18 games overall. It's just, the Pistons kind of passed them up this year. So with the Magic already up 3-2 in the series, it is a closeout spot here at home. But when you're the underdog, nothing's assured here, right? I mean, the Pistons are still pretty good ball club. Coming in here, Harris is questionable. Herter is questionable for the Pistons. Franz Wagner is out of this game for Orlando. I mean, that is a key injury. Maybe it is overlooked. Wagner, not a superstar type of player, but his numbers would indicate, he's certainly a impact starter, and Jonathan Isaac is doubtful as well. So that is somewhat something that you have to overcome, I think, in this game right now. Now, Orlando games have been consistently trending under 7 of their last 9, and their defensive style seems to tighten even more here as we're getting close, but they couldn't finish it off there in the last game as it kind of got, a little bit out of hand there. I mean, Detroit did put up a series high 116 points at home in that one, but you look at the games here in Orlando, 94-88, the Magic won game number 5, and they won game number 4 113-105 as that one went over, but man, we are dropped here from those totals, which were in the mid two teens down here now to 209, the low total of the series as the pressure mounts and the totals go down. So has it gone too far? Has it moved too far? All right, let's go to the chat maybe and see what you have here in this one with Orlando and Detroit. We have Orlando here. Like I said, this is a pretty good matchup for them. Orlando's gone under in the 7 of 9. Let's go to the chat pros and see what they have here. With Larry says, give me the over here. It's gone too low, Larry says. And Timmy says, you got to give me the Magic here. What the heck? Brogod says he's taking Detroit, and with Wagner there, a game time decision. Yeah, I doubt he's playing. I really think he's going to be out of this one. I'd be surprised if he played. Timmy Chushu says he's got Bane for 3 threes. How about plus money likes the Magic? +4. And take him on the money line. Why not here? The Magic at home, 24-18 to the over in the regular season, but Detroit was 17-13 to the under on the road. Andrew says the Knicks own the East. Cal Dog is on the Pistons money line here. Cal Dog's going to sprinkle the Magic money line. Jimmy says he's seen nothing that tells him Detroit is going to magically fix themselves in Orlando. That the road has been trouble for him. Magic won, obviously, both games at home as a dog, and they were getting less points than this in those games. Not by much, but it was 2.5, then it was 3. Mad Sushi Hunter's dealing the sashimi here and says, give me the Magic. Timmy says Carter Jr. over 8.5 boards. I think he trying to remember. I might have played him twice in this. I might have played him twice already on the props here at Tony's. All right. Hey, give me the over in this one at 2. Oh, that's not. I got the wrong total up there, right? Let me fix that. Surprised no one said anything here. 210. Sorry about that, fam. I know you guys know we had it right there. In fact, the line might be a little off also there, right? 3.5. There is a 4 here at Stations Casino in Las Vegas, but mostly 3.5, I'd say. Couldn't even get off the first graphic of the day without making an error. Well, anyways, I'm going to go over in this one at 210. I think it'll be more. I think it'll be similar. Look, when they came back for that first game, right in Orlando, it was 113 to 105. Obviously, the Pistons were able to put up a good number, and we saw the incredible offensive performances by Cade Cunningham and Banchero. I don't think these guys are playing championship level defense right now, so I'm going to go over in this one. All right, next up, Cavaliers are on the road taking on the Toronto Raptors. This one's 4-220. See, I just had them backwards there a little bit. Cavaliers favored in this one against Toronto. Cavaliers are the team that can close it out here right now. Toronto lost last game. Cavaliers got a key victory there to go up 3-2 here right now. And, they're in command of the series a little bit anyway, but this has been a home team dominated series. No doubt about it. The home team has, won every game so far. Raptors won their game 126 to 104 when they were down 2-0, and then they won 93 to 89 at home here to even the series. But then the Cavaliers won, did not cover, mind you. Toronto's really been covering the spread here, pretty consistently in this series. The Cavaliers are just like the worst favorite around. Maybe they'll win and won't cover here, but like I said, Toronto did win both games so far here at home. So hey, why wouldn't they continue to give them a hard time? They've been, kind of giving them a hard time overall when it's been Cleveland at Toronto. We know Cleveland has been. We whined about them all year as being one of the worst road favorite teams in the league. Toronto been consistently profitable at home. Not overall. Actually, their record is just barely over 500 at home this season against the spread, but they also are a lot of times against inferior competition, probably laying a little bit too many points sometimes because you figure they say, the Raptors are so good at home and they're playing, a team maybe below them. And so it's, 8, 9, 10 or something like that. And maybe the Raptors just aren't that type of team, to go out there and blow teams out. So get ready in the chat and we'll get ready to hear from you with this one with Orlando. And I want to say it again, Cleveland and Toronto here. Toronto's been the sharper side in this spot given the situations and the trend alignment. It feels like Cleveland continues to win games. This has been a liability against the spread, going 7-13 ATS in their last 20. This matchup, of course, like I said, has given them trouble. 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 against Toronto, period. And the Raptors have been elite at home, covering 5 straight games at home. And at home against Cleveland, they've won 12 of the last 16 meetings in this matchup at home. Now, 16 games at home in this, familiar setting. That's still several years, 3 or 4 years, maybe even 5 years if you think about it, right? But with the line sitting right in this, underdog range here, that home dog does carry some value. And as we've seen here right now, they've been good at home. Both teams tend towards higher scoring games recently. Cleveland going over in 6 of 9. We saw big time over there, 125-120 in that last game as they smashed the over in that one. 3 of the 5 games have gone over, although they've been alternating over and under actually. The first game, though, in Toronto was 126-104. And note, the winner of this game has scored at least 125 points in 3 of the 4 games. And the one Cleveland did win at home that was 115-105. It went under by only 1.5 points, and that was an under there. So it was really only game 4 that was a massive under. Granted, it was here in Toronto as Cleveland was flat on that night. But I would say it's 3-2 to the over with a little bit of an X on that game. Now, look, it is a little bit higher here with this one right at 220. But the Cavs do play at a faster offensive pace than that old Cleveland defensive profile would suggest, doesn't it? Cleveland's gone over in 6 of 9. Toronto over in 4 of 6. Toronto's home scoring splits just seem to push totals upward, especially when they are playing better teams. Whether or not they're truly inferior to Cleveland, that might be up for debate here if they can even the series. Now, this number is probably pretty efficient, but I might be taking another. Let me go to the chat here. Let me go to the chat here and see what the chat pros have to say in this one. Cal Dog likes the Caps here on the money line. Hey, I think it's Onzer. I think it's Onzer. If you're a poker fan, I don't know if Ponzer here. If you're familiar with the old day of, there was a old meme of Phil Hellmuth or an old meme saying, I think, where he owned a guy PWN. I don't know if that's it, Ponzer, but if it is, that'd be funny. Ponzer here, I'll call him right now, though. But you can find that story. You could probably chat GPT it with the Phil Hellmuth getting owned. Okay, Larry Martin says, Cavs on the money line. I think BI getting hurt makes a big difference, though, with his questionable status here. Yeah, I think in this game, BI, I'm going to say he's going to make this lineup. It's a heel injury, and it's my job here. Look, if some people say I got to know the injuries, I know Larry's not that type of guy, but it's my job here to try to decipher it right. And I'm going to say I'm leaning towards in. Okay, Orlando, Cleveland from 2024, 23-24. The home team just always won. Thank you, Ponzer. That good revelation there. Mitchell over for Bro God. Scotty Barnes, 2 threes. Timmy says he's been hitting. Plus Money likes the Cavs here to get it done here. Put it finally down there a little bit. Put it down on these guys. Look, we saw, if you want to think about it this way tonight, a little bit of an imposter, right, with the Atlanta Hawks. I don't want to put Toronto in the same – I don't think I want to put Toronto in the same category as the Atlanta Hawks tonight. And, Cleveland supposed to be probably, hey, the Knicks, like I said, are the Knicks are the Knicks better than these guys? The Knicks are the 3, the Cavs are the 4. But you saw what the Knicks did on the road against a marginal team. Yeah, I think overall Toronto's been – that Atlanta run was nice. Toronto's probably a little bit more steady than, obviously now, the Atlanta Hawks. So, if you try to draw just a little tiny bit of comparison there, a little bit, the kind of the same scenario here with this one, if you think about it. But Toronto's already proven – here, remember the difference I think between the Knicks series, and shame on me. I should be suspended from doing night moves for a week after going with the Hawks. But remember, we said it. Why didn't I put two together? The Hawks had won the 2 games by just 1 point each, and the Knicks had won their games by pretty much a blowout. So, okay. Thank you, guys. Hawks were having trouble. It was almost comical there after a while. But there's a little bit of when you go in at different angles when a team is playing a very good defense. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, we're going out west here, or going down south anyway, going into Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. Well, Houston. And the Rockets are favored by 4 against the Lakers. Now, would you know that KD is out of this game, but so is Luka? Are the Lakers, is Tinseltown going to be choking here in this? Now, look, we know that no team in the NBA history, no team, ever in the NBA has come back from a 3-0 deficit. The current trend, right, for the 4-0 deficit in the NBA history here stands at what is it now? 100. Let me see. I know we got it somewhere here. 0 for 160. 0 and 160. No team has ever come back down 3-0. 0 for 1. 0 for 1. Houston Rockets. If one team was ever going to blow the 3-0 lead, I don't know where I'm going with this, but no Luka. LeBron's 41. The Lakers have done a great job this season. They've superseded expectations. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're probably supposed to get out of the first round anyway. But take a deep breath if you're the Lakers, because the pressure's on right now. And not only that, I mean, here they are. They're on the road, and they can close it out here. They've lost 2 straight. Doesn't feel like a big deal yet. But that last one was pretty impressive by Houston to get the win, because the Lakers offense all of a sudden has gone out the window, scoring 96 and 93 points here all of a sudden. And we know they also had a game where they've scored 101. So it's getting lower and lower and lower here. And this one's 206. Even this one feels like, God, we're really going this low. We've already had a 205.5 in this series. That one did go over, and it was here in Houston as the Lakers won, remember, 112-108 to go up 3-0. And at that point, they were, basically averaging about 100 107 points per game in the first 3 games of the series. And of course, it was the Rockets that were held below 100 points at LA, but they did score 108 at home and then 115 there and then 99 last game. So, deep breath here if you're the Lakers right now, because you got to be concerned a little bit, obviously. Okay, so no KD. We know he's out again. It's got to be bad. I mean, and Luka still out. Well, you wonder why didn't Luka just stay there in Switzerland to get treatment, more treatment? Maybe he's just a, you know, there's nothing that says he's day to day or questionable. Even I mean, he is out. So you're gonna have to rely on LeBron to find a way here on the road and probably will the Lakers to victory. But it's going to be tough, and the Rockets are favored, of course. The Rockets were a terrible home favorite. We know that all season long, 17-24 during the regular season, but and 1-1, and 1-1 here so far in the postseason against the Lakers too. The Lakers actually weren't awful as a team on the road and as a road dog a little bit. So let's see what you think here in this one. We'll go to the chat here in just a moment with the Lakers. And look, Lakers 6-2, straight up and against the spread in their last 6. They've dominated the Rockets, if you think about it, winning 8 of the last 11 meetings between the two. But Houston's been stronger at home. It's just that their spread profile is kind of weak. But we're just, we're not seeing close games right now in the NBA playoffs, are we? This line is, kind of pricing in a peak home performance because the Lakers, they have outplayed them a little bit anyway, just not right now. The momentum just seems to have switched back over to Houston that even if the Lakers prefer a slower pace here, Houston forces the tempo. Houston takes the shot volume. This total is kind of modest relative to modern playoff scoring here at this point. What at 206? I mean, even it's got me thinking here about another over in this one. But I think I'm going to roll here with the Rockets. I think the momentum here of the Lakers is just it feels like the heart has been sunk right now after that last game. They couldn't close it out at home, and while you have 3 chances here right now, and look, they'll get to go back home again for another try should they lose in game number 7. You don't want to keep that in your back pocket, and you don't want that to be the case. But I think it could be the Rockets' night here against the Lakers right now. One guy I've been impressed with, and I've been betting on his props, Marcus Smart. He plays pretty well, just in his little role here. But let's see what you guys think of this one, man. Boy, I feel bad here for the Lakers a little bit, but hey, feel good for Houston right now. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams in Houston have gone over. Houston's gone over in 6 of their last 7 at home and over in 12 of their last 18. Lakers, yeah, they've gone under in 7 of 9 coming in, but man, Houston was going over there big time. Let's go to the chat pros. I'm going to take Houston. I think the Lakers can still find a way to get it done at home. Who knows what the line will be like? Who knows who will play and who will not play? And I don't want to get ahead of it like that. Okay, here we go. Let's go back here and see. We got a lot of comments on this one. Andrew K., you're bringing the heat with the stats here tonight. Cal Dog on the over. I don't know if this is this game or the last one, maybe. Plus Money says, what was the pick in the Cleveland-Toronto game? It was on the over. It was on the over there in Cleveland-Toronto. I'm going over in 2 games there, and look what I just said about this game. But the Rockets are my pick here. 2 overs for me. Maybe I'm just getting swayed by seeing these credible performances here. I can't believe I got to turn this I got to turn some rugby on here. I can't watch this Rockets game again. What are we doing? They should preempt it for throwback. Okay, here we go. Looking for Lakers game here. Lakers plus the points for Bro God. And Lakers have a problem, says Larry. And this is a prove it game for Reeves, says Bro God. Guys, you're always the one star, right, to break out and make his. Now Reeves has been great, but I mean, to have a playoff performance where you're that guy at the end of the game, the road win, the interview, the graphic underneath Austin Reeves career playoff high, something like that, right? Rockets here for plus money. Rockets money line for Cal Dog. And Knicks odds continue to drop rapidly right now, says Andrew. Timmy says he'll take the Lakers. The Rockets will pull the Hawks in this one, and maybe have a terrible, terrible game. And that's the crazy thing, that the Hawks were even at home in that game when it happened, right? Rockets don't need KD. It's a popular thing to say, I think, a little bit, but they kind of need him, but they might not in this game. I might agree with Cal Dog there. Lakers 10-4 straight up and against the spread. They've been a great dog here. And funny, because at the beginning of the season they were not a great dog, and they really came on later. Once they had some injuries with the guys. It's funny how it's worked out. The Lakers were actually so good here, and all of a sudden, oh man, I'm concerned. Lakers are doomed versus the Thunder anyways, says Ponzer, right? Ponzer. And you're right. Just delaying the inevitable. Rockets cash the check. Rockets look easy, says Timmy Two Shoes. And could it be the end? Cal Dog says, could it be the end for LeBron? OKC got a cakewalk to the finals after all in the end, huh? Hey, Smart Money Bets. Good to see Smart Money Bets tonight. But Ponzer says the underdogs are performing well in this series. And Larry says, who do you have in that? I went with the over, Larry, in that one. Andrew says of the Knicks. Okay, yeah, Smart Money says he took the over on this one too. Yeah, I think that. But give me Houston here in this one. I'll take the Rockets, and I'm gonna hope the Lakers. I'm as a Lakers fan, I guess we'll see. I don't want to give away and say it's my play or something on the next one, but. That's it for basketball. Wow, that was a long time for basketball. Okay, let's get to the hockey then. Wow, we gotta go here. Love talking hoop though. You know that. Okay, let's get to the ice here on Friday night. We've got Lightning here on the road taking on the Montreal Canadiens. And for Montreal, they can close out the Lightning here at home in this one. And they're a slight. Did you know, if you look at the hockey odds, it kind of now, okay, maybe you're, it could be a little bit, but if you look at the kind of the consensus odds of all three games, it's like 115 on all three. It's like $1.15 on all three games right now. So much for so much for a puck line in there, right? So much for a lopsided games here right now. All right, that's cool. So let's talk about it here with these two and see what you got here, Tampa Bay. Slight favorite here right now, no doubt about it. $1.15 total, 5.5. Feels like 5.5 over here, right? Maybe it's 5.5 flat. Yeah, 5.5 flat here at a lot of spots. Maybe, well, actually, some of the books here in Vegas are shading it to the under in this one with Vasilevsky. And oh man, I really butchered his name in there. Boy, I usually spell it right. Gotta have, can't do that to old Vasilevsky. All right. and Jacob Dovish here for the Canadians. Yeah, Montreal up 3-2 here. Couldn't they get through this Tampa Bay team? Was Tampa Bay just kind of an imposter in the end? Said that teams are incredibly closely rated, both finishing with 106 points here during the regular season, but Montreal's won the key game when it mattered, and was able to get that win at Tampa Bay. They've actually won twice at Tampa Bay already, and Tampa Bay won back in Game 4, remember, 3-2 at Montreal. But, I'm not going to go against the Canadians in this one. Come on. Canadians have been waiting to win a series here right now, and they're playing pretty awesome. I mean, I think they're playing far better than Tampa Bay actually at this point. Now, the final score is going to be 3-2 because the score of the last 4 games has been 3-2. So, I probably don't want to lay, take any big money on the puck line here, but at minus $1.05, you could probably try exact score line 3-2. What are the odds that 5 straight games would go 3-2? It's been 4 right now. First game was 4-3. Montreal won at Tampa, and no doubt, puck line right now in this series is 5-0 Montreal. So I don't know what that says. It says they've been underdogs is what it says, but in every game slightly, but still. All right, let's see what you guys have to say in this one between the Lightning here taking on my Canadians. Montreal probably more trustworthy, whoever they're playing. They're 14-5 in their last 19. Tampa Bay's gone 2-4 in their last 6, obviously. 2-5 in their last 7 on the road. They've struggled, just 2-5 in their last 7 against Montreal. So Canadians probably 3.0 goal projection here for me, 2.7 for the Lightning. So I think Montreal also has defensive consistency that kind of gives them an edge, especially here playing at home. Obviously, it's come down to a toss-up now. We were making fun of it early on, saying, why is Tampa, consider, the favorite on the road? It was a little higher than this, remember, in the other games, but now it's kind of still should be probably Montreal should still probably be favored in this one. Both teams are heavy under runs right now. Tampa 5-6 to the under. Montreal 4-5 to the under. Obviously, all these 4 games have gone under because it's 3-2. So, that's probably why it's 5.5, slightly juiced to the under here right now, with the 4 straight 3-2 games. Kind of want to take the under right now and play Montreal as the premium pick. Let's go to the chat though and see. Kind of on what I'm on. I think I just said it. Okay, let's see here. Anything here? Hot. It's puck time. I missed the cue from CalDog. CalDog's going to take Montreal here. Larry will do the puck line. He said, puck you, Ramon. Plus money here on the under here in this one. Why not, right? I mean, just looking at the way this series has gone down here right now. So, all right. You know what? I think I've already kind of said it, but I'm going to go with the under as my official pick, if that's okay here on the show. Because I want to ride with the Montreal Canadiens. So I don't know. You might get a double play out of me kind of there. But the Night Moves official play here will be the under. And you know what we're doing. Bleu, Blanc, Rouge. All right. Got another good one here with Buffalo on the road. They're going to be able to try to close out Boston now. Buffalo in charge of this series, can finish it off, but we know Boston has been a terrific home team this year. Buffalo doesn't matter. Home or away, they've been strong all season long. It seems like, I guess they were Buffalo there for the first month or 2 of the season. I don't remember how mediocre they were. They obviously were okay. They didn't have a huge road uphill climb, but Boston did win last time out. Give them credit for that win. They were able to win it on the road 2-1. The losing team in this series has scored just 1 goal in the last 3 games so far here, and we've gone. One of them actually went over, but Yeah, okay, you could kind of say that's a little bit fluky in a way, right? Because of the fact it was, um, 6-1 in that game. Kind of still an under defensively, if you know what I mean. So let's see what you got though here in this one, Boston and Buffalo. It's starting to look like the Adams division a little bit. Uh, get ready in the chat, or go ahead and put your pick in there in the chat if you want right now for this matchup. I'll talk about it here. Buffalo comes in here 7-3 in their last 10 and 16-4 in their last 20 road games. So this still though Boston home ice profile a little bit 15-5 in their last 20 at home. Um, Also 13-5 hosting Buffalo. Yes, I've said it each time. It is still a new Buffalo, a new improved Buffalo, I guess, if you want to say it like that, this year. So a lot of those wins were coming back when Buffalo was not as good as they are this year. Boston's preferred pace kind of limits Buffalo's chances and their efficiency sometimes here. It has for both teams in this series. Even with Buffalo's recent trends here, where they've gotten the postseason, it's slowed down here. Feels like significantly. The Bruins at home tend to dictate the game script. It feels like to me. So let's see what you have here, though, with Buffalo tonight. A big one here. Uh, Boston's gone under in 8 of their last 12 games coming in. They've still have lost 8 of their last 12 overall coming into this series. Remember, they were struggling. They came in struggling. And they've still have, lost 3 of the 5. But can they do it here at home? Will it be enough? Man, Buffalo seems to get it done when they want to get it done, though. They really do right now. Yeah, they did lose. Remember, funny enough, the 2 losses for Buffalo have come at home in this series. So maybe they are the road warriors all of a sudden here. Let's go to the chat. Okay, it's under here for Larry. Pasta for Andrew. Cow Dog on the Sabres here. Timmy Chushu's got players. Hudson, Demidov, Sokovsky, Point Parlay. They play well individually in that first power play unit. Will the power play be the major factor here in this one today? Boston's a top 10 power play scoring team, and Buffalo is not as play. They're a little bit better at regular strength, percentage wise, anyway. But defensively, Buffalo's got that incredible power play, top 5, top 4 power play defense, and against Boston, that might be enough. Boston, though, certainly, stout defensively as well. Let's see here anymore. We've got Sabres for plus money here. Says Sabres money line and puck line. Ponzer says it's the Bruins. They're usually a bust in the playoffs. Young Mooch is here, says let's go Buffalo. This is a good series. Dare we say a great series here in this one. I'm going over in this one with the Sabres and the Bruins. I know I just said the 1 goal in there, but I'm going over in this one. I think, the empty netter might be the key there in this one. And I'm going to go over as my play here. Like I said, the under City so far, at least for the most part. Like I said, even that 1 game. So give me the over, though, here. It is at 5.5 after all. We have not seen. Well, yeah, I guess game 3 was a 5.5, and it was 4-1. Buffalo won it here at Boston 3-1. So, okay, I guess that's it from the chat in this one. We got to go out west. Vegas Golden Knights not done yet. 3-2. They're in charge of the series over the woolly mammoth in this one. $1.15. They're all look. I just put $1.15 because it was easier. $1.15, 5.5 over 20. Pretty much every line of the on the day here is almost exactly the same. I just that's where we've come in hockey. Not you'd think it'd be a boring sport. It's far from that, especially in the playoffs, especially in the third period. Vegas has won two straight to swing the momentum in their way and kind of continuing the momentum of the end of the regular season. I don't think I, they're ahead. I don't. It feels weird. It doesn't feel like they've outplayed the Mammoth here necessarily. The score was 5-4 in both games, and obviously, uh, uh, both games go into overtimes, two overtimes, right? In that last game here, but the games that Utah won, it feels like they won 4-2, and it felt like they had played better in that game three. So still, Vegas on the road. Maybe this is going to be the one that get the wrap up here. Maybe it's still just a little bit too much to chew for the Mammoth, but could go back to uh, LA. It could go LA. Could go back to Vegas here, right? I mean, the Mammoth have played pretty terrific here all season long at home. They've really turned this into something incredible, actually, in Salt Lake City. This was a franchise that was left for dead. And Phoenix, they were playing in Glendale, or what was it? Where is that little arena? They were playing a 5,000 seat arena with no. It was like a empty tin can that nobody wanted to go to, and now you got rabid fans here with the Utah Mammoths. So this series has been an over, hasn't it? 4 of the 5 games so far have gone over. The only under was 3-2 in game number 2 when the Mammoth won it. Get ready in the chat. I'm ready. I'm just about ready for you. But see what you think here. Vegas, yes, they're more stable. 10-3 in their last 13. Utah just 3-6 in their last 9. Even with Utah's home scoring, Vegas still matches up. They were the disappointment to a certain extent this year, and yeah, they changed the coach there late in the season, got on a roll here right now, and maybe there's something to that. I still say they were playing an easy schedule there down the stretch, but they should be favored in this series. If you were going into the postseason, you'd say, yeah, well, I mean, come on, Vegas will get through anytime if Utah makes it. So it feels like it could be a 3-3, though. It feels like it could go to overtime here. I think this is a tricky total too, because Vegas road games trend under 10 of the last 14, and Utah home games though 8 of the last 10 over right now. You add in that Vegas has gone over in 4 of the last 5, and Utah 6 of the last 7, kind of in this series here, right? Going 4-1 to the over. I think you're looking at a spot where the goals still might be coming. I don't know if we're looking defensive with these two, are we? So let me go to the chat here first, though. I don't know if I want to take all totals on the show. That seems kind of lame. Let's see what's going on here and see what your picks are. Golden Knights and Mammoth. Okay. Oh, let me get Timmy Two Shoes comment in here with McAvoy and Dolan there, assist parlay. Thank you, Timmy. Cal Dogs going over. Utah money line, plain and simple for Timmy. He says give him the over with the Mammoth and the Golden Knights. Dorofaya finally woke up. There we saw a little more of him, right? Smart Money Bets likes the over in the game with BGK and Utah. Gonna be ready. Plus money like the game over. All right, you guys are definitely liking the game to go over here. And I'm taking the Vegas Golden Knights to close it out. I got to take the Vegas Golden Knights. I think experience will prevail in this one. And I'm going to take Vegas here tonight over the Mammoth. All right, Timmy says all 3 overtime parlay. Why not? It might. That sounds like it'll happen. Andrew K is ready for the horse racing this weekend with the Oaks tomorrow. Hey, I don't know. I don't know if I want to give out my. I think I'm supposed to give out my play here, but you know what? Tony was so nice to make a video of my Kentucky Derby play. I'm going to make. Well, I don't. You don't have to go out. You don't have to go look at it all. But there is a video here, I believe, or maybe it's coming up. Maybe it'll be released. I haven't checked yet, but. Or you can go back and watch the drive-through on the Pick Dogs channel where I made my Kentucky Derby play here today, or on Thursday anyway. Dum, ba-da-bum, ba-dum. Cal Dogs is ready to go. Talking baseball here for Friday. Let's get into it. 15-day game Friday. It's a Friday card, so you know where we're starting off half the time anyway. Arizona and Chicago from Wrigley. Arizona comes in 16-13. Come on now. Been doing a good job here. I've been riding this Diamondbacks team a little bit. Now the Cubs here still looking pretty good. 19-12. It's been a good start to the season for the Cubs. Colin Ray goes for Chicago, 4.6 ERA, 3-1 record coming in. Zach Gallen, 3.1 ERA, 1-1 record. Gallen's done an okay job here so far for Arizona. We've had him a few times, I'd say, but now Chicago's won 12 of their last 15 and 8 straight at home. Gallen might be the little bit bigger name, bigger money guy here. Colin Ray is certainly very consistent and is a veteran major leaguer. But the Cubs are rolling right now. Arizona's got a 5 ERA in that bullpen here coming in. Both teams have over trends here, I think. But you got Wrigley and the Cubs Arizona history here. How we looking in Wrigley tomorrow, gang? Gotta know. You gotta know. I mean, the total's 7.5, so I don't really have to know. But wind blowing in from center, 8 miles an hour. Temperature though in the high 40s here. What's going on? Can't you guys warm it up there in Chi-Town a little bit here on May 1st? That's what you're gonna give us here. Cold conditions right now. 8 of the last 10 here with 8 of the last 10 in Chicago have gone under. And Gallen does have some good BVP profile on some of these Cubs bats here coming in for Gallen today. You got PCA 0 for 6, Suzuki 3 for 15, a home run, Happ 3 for 18. So Gallen does have some pretty good numbers on some of these guys. Go to the chat here. Major League Baseball on Friday at Wrigley. Great way to start the weekend. The end of the game will be right up there against the Kentucky Oaks, I think. Let's go to the chat in this one and see what you have here. Chicago at home taking on Arizona here on Friday. Arizona's been going over for sure. Over for Arizona, 4 of their last 6 on the road, 8 of their last 12 overall, despite this series being a solid under. The Cubs have gone over in 8 of their last 9 overall. Diamondbacks have lost 6 of their last 9. Let's go to the chat. Okay, Timmy likes the trumpet guy. Yeah, but the Derby is more about the sun shines bright in my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, the people are gay. The corn cobs right and the flowers in the bloom. While the luck goes, I could go on. I could go on. Weep no more, my lady. Oh, weep. Okay, all right. Enough of my old Kentucky home. Okay, I might be on a show singing that song here this weekend. All right, Cal Dog is on the Cubbies here. Larry says Cubs, Arizona over. Okay, I forgot one lyric. It's been a year since I sung that song. Okay. Cubs, Arizona over. Cubs go. Chicago go. Cubs go is what what Larry's saying. Timmy likes ladies with hats. Timmy, have you ever been to Del Mar? It's more than the hats. Which uh, uh, come on, we're trying to do the Cubs game here. Timmy wants to play the D-backs here. Larry says Midwest weather. He's calling it. He's in there. He's bringing the weather report direct from Chicago. Teflon to Don likes the Cubs. Young Mooch is on the Cubs here. Also, Greg says he's from Chicago. Take the Cubs on the run line. All right. Oh man, Cubs, Diamondbacks here. Like I said, it does feel like, we've seen some good things. From the Cubs here. Colin Ray probably can do it. Does feel like that price is a little bit high right now, but I'm going to think that maybe the wind, the weather, the decent pitching here. I'm going to go under 7 runs. Rangers on the road taking on the Tigers in an important American League series. The Rangers are, staying afloat here right now. 15 and 16. They probably should be a little bit better, but on the road it gets a little bit dicey. For Detroit, it is dicey on the road, and at home it's much, much better. Jack Flaherty, 5.39 ERA, though, and a 0-2 record. Mackenzie Gore, 4.35 ERA, 2-2 record. Hasn't been great, hasn't been awful. Flaherty, certainly a pretty big disappointment here so far. These starters have not looked that good. Tigers still going to be favored here in this one. They're coming in off of a series loss to Atlanta. At Atlanta, they were just off of a road trip here, but overall, the Tigers are 10-2 at home, and 12-9 is a favorite. Meanwhile, Texas, 500 team on the road so far. Texas lost their series at home to the Yankees. There, we know that they just struggle to score runs, home or away, really, but more so at home. Let's see what you have, though, here with the Tigers taking on the Rangers, hosting them here in Detroit. We can go to the chat and see what you think here in this one. Detroit, like I said, strong at home, but Flaherty's ERA, 1.74 whip, and also some of the Rangers do have some decent numbers here, actually, against Flaherty. Peterson, 7 for 22 with 3 home runs. Kutch is 3 for 7 against him. And Burger Time has a home run off of him. And so does, let's see, look at the lineup here, make sure these guys are going to be in. Yeah, Evan Carter. Evan Carter's homered off of him as well. So let's see what you got here in this one with the Rangers and the Tigers. Texas has gone under in 5 straight, but that's because they were at home. But Detroit and Texas has gone under in 6 of the last 9. The Rangers bullpen does give this total maybe some support if you want to look to the under. Like I said, Texas numbers are going to be skewed because they go under at home in every game pretty much. Texas overall is 12 and 17 to the over, but on the road they're actually 10 and 5 to the over. That's how serious of a switch it is here, if you will. So, okay, we'll see what you got, though, here in this one with Texas and Detroit. I'll go to the chat right now. Texas has the best bullpen ERA, but at home they're just dynamite. 2.82 ERA. It's got to transcend a little bit on the road, even if it's not at home. Under 8 for Timmy. Cal Dogs on the Rangers here, and Larry says Tigers on the money line. Okay. All right, I'm going over in this one with Texas and Detroit. If you got 2 starters that are struggling, and Texas, like I said, 10 and 5 to the over on the road. It's at home that they go under, and on the road they seem to be going over. So I'm going to think it goes over with these starters struggling here. Yes, Texas bullpen will be fine, but I think they're probably not as good on the road as they are at home. Andrew's going under, though. And Timmy says Flaherty's 0-2. Texas might get a win because of that junkie. Okay, here we go. Keep it going right now. Watching North Queensland. I've got North Queensland here over Canterbury Bulldogs. It's 10-6 in the first half. Anybody want to ride with me? It was a pick 'em, so you might not be getting the best line here, but I did roll with North Queensland today. Young Mooch says Flaherty may give it up. Tigers here. Mr. Weskers is here tonight. He's got the Tigers. Next up, here's the Reds taking on the Pirates. And Brady Singer on the road here, 4.97 ERA. Mitch Keller, 3.8 ERA coming in. Keller's been solid, but the Pirates have not. Pirates are on a big-time losing streak right now. Reds have been up and down, no doubt, but they're still 19-11 overall. Keller's going to have the slight pitching advantage, it feels like, here with the starters today. But, man, what's wrong all of a sudden with Pittsburgh? Got swept by St. Louis 4-0 here in Pittsburgh as St. Louis came in and smacked them down. Cincinnati just won a series against Colorado at home. Did lose one, but they won the series to keep that hot streak going. You know, the Reds are 10-3 on the road so far. The Pirates are just 8-9 at home. Reds have been just terrific so far, really playing well. But still, the Pirates are going to be favored here. Both these teams are trending over. Cincinnati's 19-11 to the over, while Pittsburgh's 18-14 to the over. Cincinnati's gone over in 8 of their last 10 matchups coming into this one right now. Pittsburgh's gone over in 5 of their last 6 at home. 12 of the last 18 between the two teams have gone under, and Pittsburgh's actually won 8 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams overall. So let's see what you have here with this one. The teams already had played a series this year back opening the season there, or at least the first week, right? Pittsburgh won it out in Cincinnati 2-1, won the final 2 games by 8-3 scores. But still, it's Pittsburgh reeling right now, and Cincinnati still playing very, very well. How do you guys see it today? Cincinnati's hot. They're profitable. I think they're the most profitable team in the league. Keller, though, 1.15 whip. And a strong matchup for him in the BVP department. Pittsburgh's, ugly skid for a team with a 5-game losing streak. They're a pretty big favorite here. Cincinnati's been going over. Pittsburgh's been going over, and Singer's got a 1.62 whip. He hasn't been great, but they've gotten him plenty of run support. He's got a couple of wins already. Let's go to the chat. It's going to be Reds here for Mr. Weskers on the money line. Reds for Cal Dog. Yerfie for Larry. This one's going over, says Timmy. Could be some rain here. Is that the case in Pittsburgh today? Is that, or are we talking somewhere else? 30%. It's going to rain or drizzle early. Temperatures getting chilly here. Low to mid 40s. Another cold one here. Hey, you want to say hello to Kevin Henderson in the chat? He says Cincinnati plus 1.5 is a lock. Okay. Kevin Henderson here. Maybe we've had Kevin on the chat there before. Man, he's got it is a run line there. I was going to say I'm going to take this. Kevin shows up here, gives us a great play. I'm going to do it, but it's a little bit stiff on the price. But books keep overpricing the Pirates right now. They're not really quite getting it done, it seems like. Pittsburgh's in the tank. All right. Already Pittsburgh's in the tank already. Yeah, Reds look like they're playing well. I'm going to take them here on the road. Give me the Reds. I'm going to try them one time here and see if we can't get them here home in this one. Yeah, Keller's better than Singer, but Pirates are reeling a little bit. I'm going to try him here. I expect Singer to have I expect Singer to be better than his numbers. I think Keller will be better than his numbers, and like I said, cold conditions here. I think it's going to be a little bit tough to produce some runs maybe in this one for an 8.5. But give me the Reds here. Next up, the Brewers are at the Nationals here. Sounds like, I was going to say a sausage fest or something. But I don't know if I can say that on the air. Mizorowski and Jake Urban here with the Brewers on the road, minus $1.55 with Jacob here. The Brewers are 15-14. Washington's just 14-17, and they're playing pretty well again. Now Urban does have a 4.85 ERA, and the Miz 3.3. He's only 1-2 though so far. Milwaukee's won 3 of 4, starting to perk back up a little again after winning the series at home against Arizona. In 2 of the games, Milwaukee scored 13 runs against the Diamondbacks. For Washington here, they just won their series at the Mets. Of course they did. They lost that first game 8-0. They took it out on the sad sack Mets. Washington's actually struggling at home, 3-10 overall. And Milwaukee is 10-7 as a favorite. The Miz has the better numbers, but that's a stiff price, $1.55 for a Major League Baseball game. And the Brewers are barely over 500 right now. Yes, Washington's 3 games under 500 here in this one, but I'd imagine the Miz is going to be pitching pretty well. But Jake Urban will fool you. I know he's got some numbers here, but 1.18. Whip says he's probably a little bit better than 4.8 ERA. So let's see what you have here in this one between Milwaukee and Washington. I'm going to take Washington on the run line at minus $1.30. I think that line's a little bit high. Milwaukee's been a little bit up and down. Look, if anybody has been with the Miz since day one, it's me. But let's see what Chad has to say here in this one with Milwaukee and the Nationals here. Washington's quietly been as a huge dog. They're profitable as a huge dog. This is where you kind of want them now. Like I said, they are 3-10 straight up at home, but they're 18-13 as a run line underdog. And, like I said, they're very profitable as a dog. They come in 4-1 their last 5. Milwaukee is, had some losses there in some of their games here against some NL teams. Washington and Milwaukee have gone over in 8 of the last 9 meetings between the two. The two teams are 38-22 to the over. Washington's 10-2 to the over at home, and Milwaukee's 11-6 to the over as a favorite. Wow. 5 of the last 6 in Washington between these two teams have gone over. I thought we'd have a pretty good pitching matchup here, actually. I thought, I know Urban has struggled, but let's see what you got here. I just might be contrarian. I've already taken. I'm taking Washington here on the run line. Nats for Cal Dog. Nats for Larry. They said their Nats swept them back in April at Milwaukee, 7-3, 3-1, and 8-6. Mr. West said that's bad. You're 3-10 at home, and you can sweep them on the road, right? A lot of lefties in that lineup. Nats team total over for Timmy Two Shoes. Mr. Westers thinks Mizorowski's a bad pitcher. I mean, this guy's supposed to be one of the up-and-coming stars of the league. James Wood is a great player, says Andrew K. Yeah, Wood, probably one of the most unheralded sluggers, right? Yeah, he's hitting 244, but 10 home runs already here this season for Wood. C.J. Abrams also 7 home runs here so far. All right, I'll take the Nationals on the run line. The Orioles are on the road here, taking on the Yankees. For the Orioles here, you might I have Cade Povich in here starting in this one. I think they'll need to announce him as a starter. I don't think they are officially able to do it yet, but they'll have to do a roster move, and I think Cade Povich uh, comes in here for the start. For Povich, a 2.18 ERA, 1-0 record coming in. Will Warren, 2.58 ERA, 3-0 record coming into this one. And man, the Yankees here, 20-11 right now. Baltimore doing a good job, 14-15, not panicking. They just had a nice, came out of a nice series where they beat Houston 2-1. The Yankees won their series on the road at Texas. Baltimore's a dead solid over here so far, 8-3, 8-5 to the over on the road, 7-3 to the over as a dog. But the Yankees, 11-16 to the under as a favorite. And obviously, some decent pitching here for sure in this one. It feels like right now. See what you have here with these two teams. American League East action here, and the Yankees. 10-2 in their last 12. They've beaten Baltimore in 5 straight games. Will Warren already 37 Ks this year. Baltimore's games have been flying over, no doubt about it, but this has been a series that has gone under in 10 of the last 11 meetings. You get it in Yankee Stadium between these two. Yeah. Let's see, though, what you have here. I'll go to the chat first. Are the Yankees ready to keep? Are they ready to mash? Here we go in the chat. There we go. Yankees money line for Larry. Timmy might be under in this game. I'm not sure. Oh no, there it is. Yeah. Cal Dog on the over. There it is. Timmy says under. Mr. West says $1.75. That's not going to work for him right now here. Boston's played well enough, right? But man, I don't know. The Yankees are still playing here. Basically 650 ball though. Yankees as a run line favorite this season, just 15-14. Andrews on the under. Mr. Wester's not trusting those Orioles bats right now. And Timmy says, almost want to take the Orioles here in this one. I'm going to take the Yankees on the run line here at -1.5. Might be a little square here, but they are +120. And I would expect here Will Warren, Povich, good numbers, left-handed pitcher here, right? So let's just see. I'm going to go ahead and try the Yankees on the run line here in this one. Any more in the chat here? Nope. Okay, keep it moving here right now. Next up, Phillies taking on the Marlins here. Zach Wheeler goes for the Phils, going up here against Yuri Perez. Phillies record looks bad here, 10-19, but they've won 3 straight. Marlins have won a couple in a row. They're 15-16. Wheeler, 3.6 ERA, looked okay in that first start. 6 strikeouts, 1.2 WHIP. Yuri Perez, a 4.6 ERA, 2-2 record here for Yuri. Philly's going to be a little bit of a favorite here on the road. They're still, they did just sweep San Francisco at home. The Giants can get caught sometimes with the bats on their shoulders. Philadelphia is still 4-9 on the road coming in. The Marlins are 10-6 at home, but is it about to change? The Marlins are 4-10 as an underdog this season. Look, the Phillies they aren't great, but they are 11-12 as a favorite. They're 1-7 as an underdog. So, yeah, they played okay. They, obviously not living up to expectations, but in the games they've been a dog, they've lost. When they've been a favorite, yes, that's not going to get it done, the prices that they lay, but for a team that's supposed to be and should be and probably will be better eventually. Maybe the tide can turn here against an inferior opponent like the Marlins. I say it like that because we know we have to be honest with ourselves, right? This isn't gonna. Philly is not gonna, win 65 games or something. So they'll get it together, but it's just how will it be? In a series like this, is this where they can get it together a little bit? Miami is a better value side, maybe at plus money here, just because of what's going on. Philly's been a money burner. They're down 11 and a quarter units so far, and we'll see here. I think now. Did Painter go? He went. He went in the game two, right? Of the doubleheader. I may have the. I want to make sure I get this right because no, it is Wheeler. It is Wheeler here. So Yuri Perez, Miami's bullpen's solid, and I don't know. It seems like there's some volatility here, though. And once we get into the pens a little bit, let's see what you guys have in this one with Philly and Miami. Go to the chat. There we go. Under for Andrew. Marlins at home for Cal Dog. Marlins money line really good at home. Wow, Philly isn't 220 finally, right? I mean, we can actually get, you could, right? You almost could say, boy, look at this. This is a huge discount here. Are we really banking on Philly being a 10 and 19? Is that fair to just start? Or is this, look, Miami's kind of a 500 team. They're obviously winning games at home. Maybe this line is a fair line. I'm going to take the over in this one with Philly and Miami. I'm going over here. Miami's 9-3 to the over as an underdog. We know Philly when they're, they might be hitting us a little bit, but they did, score 16 runs in those 3 games against San Francisco. Miami, give them a lot of credit for winning that series against the Dodgers on the road. They did it with pitching. They only scored in the series there 9 runs in the 3 games, but won 2-1 and 3-2. So they've been playing well. Give them that. Okay. Oh, here's a few more. Mr. Wesker's Marlins run line. Timmy says Phillies will always wind up in October eventually. They got their work cut out for them. They've dug themselves a hole. I mean, it's May 1st. We're 1 month in, 1+ month. Astros, Reds, Rocky, Astros, the Astors, everybody, the Astor historian. What is that? You wouldn't know how many times I type in Astors every time for something. I don't know why. What is an Astor? All right, Astros on the road here, taking on the Sox. A little bit of a pick 'em here. Yeah, the line actually may have shifted a little bit. Boston now the favorite. Both teams disappointing here. This ain't no World Series anymore. Boston's lost 2 straight here, and they've got coming in here will be Jake Bennett. Jake Bennett gets the start here for the Red Sox in this one, going up here against Burrows of Houston, maybe the anchor. Maybe the anchor of this team. 25-year-old Jake Bennett gets called up. He'll make his major league debut here in this one. So, look, the Red Sox, this guy's been pretty awesome so far with a 0.86 ERA so far this season in the minor league. So, coming in here, 2 earned runs, 12 hits, 3 walks, striking out 16 in 21 innings for Worcester. He has throws mostly a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. And we'll see. This guy's got a lot of different pitches in his arsenal, they say. And we'll see. He came over from the Nationals. He was traded back in, not sure, actually. So we'll see what you want to do here. Talk a little bit at least about Burrows here. I think, maybe you could say that the number one starter for Houston right now is Arrighetti, but Burrows has been, the chunk of the load, but he's still a 6.25 ERA, 1.67 whip. And Bennett, I mean, looks like a hot prospect here. So, yeah, first time starter. Burrow's been pitching at least every game, but not very well. He's 1-3 coming in. Houston's been just awful. 4-12 on the road. Boston has bad numbers everywhere too. 5-8 at home. 9-11 is a favorite, but Houston's actually 7-9 as an underdog. So I don't know what that maybe says about the whole situation here, but yeah, I think anything, if you might be fading the Houston starter here a little bit with Burrows with these bad numbers. Houston also has a 6.63 bullpen ERA, so easy to see why. Oh, and do I have the price wrong there, you guys? I'm sorry. Is it 125? What do I have? 115? Well, 115. That seems about right, I guess. Showing one a square book offshore at $1.25. So see what you think here. Let me go to the chat, and this one with Houston and Boston, both teams struggling, but Boston tried, after the managerial change here this weekend. Here we go. Red Sox run line for Larry. Astros not good enough to be called the Astors. Andrew says over. The Astros bats present more than Boston is. Well, but Astros bats more present than Boston's. Boston's had offensive problems. Cal Dogs on the under. Jimmy says he'll hold his nose and take the Astros. Astros are coming off of a doubleheader there against the Phillies. They ran a little late, or not late, but remember they started that game at 5:30, which is fine. And Larry's got an Astros jersey. Larry, I hope it is the one with all the orange and red and yellow stripes, like the old 1970s one. I don't think I'd want to. That's what I'd want to wear. Okay, the book's insulting us. This guy's going to win his major league debut. Going to win versus this guy is going to win versus major league bats. Is that a question mark? During a stolen base prop here. All right. I'm actually going to take the under in this one with the Astros and the Red Sox. Don't look at the total. Houston is 12-3 to the over as an underdog, but Boston's 4-9 to the under at home. I think that's important. I'm going to take the under here. And that's the one Larry's got. That's the one I want to wear. That's the Nolan Ryan. Remember I mentioned J.R. Richard the other day because of that pitcher, J.R. Richard. Some great old Astros, right? The Giants and Ray at the Rays and McClanahan. A lot of Ray. You can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay. If you know, you know. San Francisco here taking on Tampa Bay. Giants losers up 3 straight in that series to the Phillies. They look flat. But Robbie Ray has been solid. 2.7 ERA, 2-3 record. Tampa's been hot as usual. 18-12, but they did just lose last time out to Cleveland, but they still won that series. Tampa's playing a lot of low-scoring games, man. They won that series in the 3 games against the Cleveland Guardians. There were 10 runs scored total, and Tampa Bay won 2 of them. Now we're back home at the beautiful Trop. Tampa Bay comes in 8-4 at home. 10-6 is a favorite. San Francisco pretty much completely the opposite with these numbers here right now, actually. And, man, the Rays are playing some good ball. Rays are 3-7 to the under in their last 10, but they're 9-6 to the over as a favorite. The Giants are 6-13 to the under as an underdog here this season. Tampa Bay's been profitable. San Francisco has not. McClanahan is not necessarily peak dominant yet, but nobody's complaining. 3.91 ERA, 2-2 record, 1.26 ERA. I'm sure McClanahan will continue to improve, I think. The number's short on the total at 7.5 there, but San Francisco's offense sure is hard to trust right now. Again, now here, especially on the road. And, Tampa at the Trop. Maybe this will be an underfeel between these two today with Ray and, you got a couple left-handers in here today. So let's see what you have here in this one with the Giants and the Rays. Why can't we go back to the Devil Rays? I mean, there's a problem with the Devil. They thought Devil. They actually did, think that the Devil having that in the name was, how do I connotatively not, probably shouldn't have the word devil, even though I think it's just the name of that type of ray, isn't it? I mean, okay, here, Giants on a hunch, says Jimmy Two-Shoe. Rays run line, Rays money line for Larry. Cal Dog, Rays. Mr. Wesker's ready to jump on the Giants heavy. It's either this game or the third game of the series. Timmy says it's the Overdome. I don't know about that. I mean, the Overdome, where, I don't know, it's rather 6 over, 6 under. The Necro Brothers for the throwing those knuckleballs there. Remember when he threw, the umpire came out and he tried to empty his pockets and he threw the what's it, the board, the nail board out of his pocket. Giants pitching real bad lately. Rays run line here for Mr. Weskers. Giants played that doubleheader. San Francisco team total over. Andrew K says the Rays nail file. Don't even know what one is anymore. Could you imagine the knuckleballer's got a nail file and he tries to empty his pockets, and he did that on purpose. Come on. All right. Hey, I gotta like the Rays in this one. Give me the Rays, $1.35. I need a favorite in here. Give me the Rays. That'll be my favorite. I like them a lot here, actually. Maybe both. What's the run line? Yeah, let me just take the Rays here. All right. Blue Jays on the road taking on the Twins. It's Patrick Corbin Day. Corbin, 3.72 ERA so far and a 1.24 whip after a couple of starts here. Simeon's Wood Richardson has not looked good. 6.3 ERA, 0-4 record, but Minnesota got the win. This series is already underway. Minnesota won it 7-1 yesterday, clocked them. Actually, these two teams have already met in their other series. Minnesota's actually won 3 straight against Toronto here this year, including 2 at Toronto. So Minnesota might have their number. Both teams are kind of struggling. I mean, both teams a little bit under 500 here. Toronto 14-17, Minnesota 14-18. Minnesota's been a bad favorite, 2-5, but Toronto 4-9 on the road, 3-7 as an underdog. Maybe the Twins are going to get moving here a little bit in this series. Minnesota's 5-2 as a favorite so far, 9-5 or 5-2 to the over at as a favorite, 9-5 to the over at home here in this one for the Twins. They are just 1-7 in their last 8, including one of their last 6 at home. Corbin's been steadier, and Woods Richardson does have a 1.7 whip to go with that bad ERA. 9 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. Now, yesterday's game was probably a push, so maybe it's 8-0-1, but Minnesota's bullpen ERA is over 5. So I think that seems pretty solid. I think it seems pretty solid. Give me the over here in this one with Toronto and Minnesota with Corbin and Woods Richardson. Let me go to the chat. Maybe I should have went to the chat first because I kind of like the total for a premium, but okay, here we go. Got all these other devils, right? You got demon deacons in there. The devil frogs. No, that's not a real team, is it? To make a new team name, you get one of those team name generators. You just take a regular word and so you got like the Astro Wolves, right? All right. Twins run line for Larry. My God, give me the over, says Timmy Two Shoe. Mr. Wesker says the Twins at home are something. Cal Dog likes the Twins. And two jalopies here. And Andrew's going with the over. Okay, guys. Okay. Make your handicapper look like a fool on the air. That's what you guys do to me. All right, here we go. Next up. Got a pretty interesting game, pretty good game here. Man, it's like old school Dodgers and Cards. Dodgers are lost 2 in a row, but they're still 20-11. That's okay, Dodgers. You can't beat the Marlins, but the Dodgers do kind of play with their play to the level of the team sometimes. Cardinals here. What a series against the Pirates, just like old times, right? Pirates got dominated. The Cards have won 4 in a row. Matthew Liberatore, 4.74 ERA, 0-1 record. Emmett Sheehan, 4.78 ERA, 2-0 record coming in. Sheehan, a 1.25 whip. Liberatore, 1.55. The whip coming into this one for the Dodgers here. 8-5 on the road so far. Cardinals, 17-12 as an underdog this season. As an underdog. That's right. They're the most profitable team in the league here, pretty much. And this is pretty big price. I mean, come on. The Dodgers aren't. They're. It's funny. The Dodgers have the number one offense, but sometimes that offense, it's like it's either they score 10 or 1. Sometimes it seems like. So it's tough because this offense really is good, and the Cardinals don't exactly mow them down with their pitching. They've kind of pitched to contact a little bit, but all right, these two teams here. Hey, maybe this is a postseason preview here, the way the Cardinals are going, but Dodgers are the better team, but I just can't see this price. I mean, St. Louis, a great underdog, having won 4 straight. Dodgers lose a couple here. Dodgers road games have gone under 7 of their last 9 on the road. The series has gone under in 6 of 8. Both starters look hittable if you look at these numbers, but the trend profile does seem kind of like you should have a low-scoring game between these two. I don't see how you can't take the Cardinals here a little bit on the run line just to make sure. Maybe they'll even win, but I think I want to take the Cards here plus 1.5 at minus $1.20. Give me the Cards right now. They are. I don't know if it's a fluke, man. This is the Cardinals. Okay, they had a couple bad years, but you'd think they'd get it going in the right direction, and maybe they have. And the devil from hot mess. Mark McGuire, boy, he's been getting buried here recently, right? I mean, yeah, the man almost saved baseball at a key. Okay, the thing about the steroid era and the men who are not in the Hall of Fame, I think it's wrong. I mean, baseball is the one that blew it, right? They're the ones that couldn't police it. So you induct them in and you just say, hey, this guy hit, 72 home runs in the steroid era where players were using drugs to make themselves stronger. And you just do it. I mean, baseball was in a weird place at that time. People were starting to, it wasn't a great game. Now, the new rules have fixed baseball a little bit for sure. Talking about the pitch clock. Okay, Cal Dogs on the over, Dodgers and over for Andrew K. And the Bash Brothers. A lot of people, Mr. Wesker's here, Dodgers run line. This ain't the Pirates, Ramon. You can't do that. Dodgers money line here for Larry. Mr. McGuire, he saved it. Sosa and McGuire. And they did Canseco wrong too, right? But you know what? They did win finally, so there's one part of it. Okay, taking the Cards. You guys are on the Dodgers a little bit. Here we go. We've got next up the Braves taking on the Hawks. Oops. The Hawks are on the road. Probably was watching that Hawks game when I typed it in, huh? The Braves are on the road taking on the Rockies. Oh man. The Braves own the Rockies. We know that, but it's kind of weird. It feels weird here all of a sudden. The Braves. Okay, yeah, Holmes is awesome. $2 favorite. It probably deserves to be a $2 favorite for sure. Numbers aren't overwhelming. 3.61 ERA, 2-1 record. Quintana, a 5 ERA, pretty much 1-2 record. But the Rockies have already been a little bit tricky here in a way, haven't they? Maybe the Braves are going to crush them here, but Quintana's going here up against Grant Holmes there. Let's see what you think with this one. Kind of want to take the Rocks here. Maybe just have to do on the run line. Let's see. Braves have been incredible. 22-9. It doesn't seem like anything's stopping them here at this point. Maybe I'm just looking for attention. Braves are 10-4 on the road. They're having a great season. Rockies 14-18, 7-6 at home. They haven't been awful. They've been actually decent. This is way better. It's 1 month in. I'm sure they're gonna finish with 70 wins, but Braves are 12-3 in their last 15, 8-1 in their last 9. They've beaten Colorado in 15 of the last 20 meetings. The head-to-head under trends are there when these two teams, but at Coors Field, Quintana here with his numbers here right now, 1.53 WHIP. Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the help. Get me off these Rockies here. I want to take the Rockies here, kind of. Let me go to the chat in this one, all right? Braves and Rockies over. Why not just go over, says Larry. Braves pitching is elite, says Mr. Weskers. Don't sleep on these Braves pitchers right now. And Jimmy, watch these old games, right? I just think about having to – thanks. Thanks, Mr. West. We had lost today. Might be a game behind. Sometimes I am a game behind. I don't get to my numbers. But it's baseball. It's not like a football record. So, those old games, right? I mean, I remember sitting in the stands just like, come on, man. God. Rockies for the upset here. Braves today, but Rockies are getting better. Timmy says Nomar Garciaparra had to adjust his, the Braves bats. Everything about these Braves, right? It's like the Braves are off for a couple years. Now we've got the Braves back. It's kind of like the Cardinals in a way, except better. All right, man. I want to think that this is the one. I'm going to take the Rockies on the run line just this once. I'm going to take them here plus 1.5 at plus 105. Give me a 1-run game. I'm going to take them here. I'm taking the Rockies in this one. Don't at me. All right, here's the Mets on the road with my man, Christian Scott. 6.75 ERA, 3.75 WHIP. Christian Scott got rocked, and the Mets are struggling, and they're playing the Angels and just are in a back to being the Angels. The Angels might be the worst. They might fall to the worst team right now in the league, right? They actually have a better record than the Mets, 12-20. But, if you think about right, the Mets need to find someone to beat. And, yeah, they even are losing to, we just saw the bad series there with Washington. Maybe they are this bad. There's no rhyme nor reason for the Mets, right? The payroll, the money, what can it be? And does it continue against a team like the Angels that, are in a free fall now at this point? So if anything, I don't know. You've got a young pitcher here. You got two young. This isn't Jose Urania. Remember, this is Walbert Urania. 2.21 ERA here. So, all right, I get it probably should be a very high scoring game, shouldn't it? Now, the Mets have got to get this going here at this point. I mean, this has got to be an opponent that they come out here. The Mets been on the West Coast for a month here. What's going on? I say it like that because I know they were just at home against Colorado and Washington, but I swear the Mets were just out here on the West Coast. So, all right, man. This. I'm gonna take the Mets here. Oh no, wait. No, I'm on the Angels. I'm sorry, I am on the Angels. Wow. Okay, call me crazy. I'm on the Angels here on the money line to win over the Mets and Christian Scott. I think it's a fade of Christian Scott, is what it is. Let's see what you got here. I'd better not mess it up. I am on the Angels here. The Angels have lost 6 straight. Their bullpen ERA is 5.67. The Mets are in awful form. No confidence in anybody in this game, right? Both these pitchers have major issues with base runners, and the bullpens aren't trustworthy either. It's probably going to be 1-0 Angels tonight. It's supposed to be a wild, wild game that I'm sure we're supposed to take the Mets, but I'm not gonna. Okay, here we go. Can't lay anything with the Mets. Timmy says go with the under here. That's crazy, right? But I might. Mets are beating themselves, so to speak. Soto under, or let's see, under maybe for a Soto stolen base prop. What is that, like minus 500 or something? Andrew says Mets have lost all these games. Mr. West with Nick Cronin's going to keep coming back to the West Coast. And Larry says he's got a nerfy. I'm going with the Angels tonight because I love attention. Why do I keep putting these basketball names up here? There we go. The Guardians and hanging out in the Cantillo against JT Ginn and the A's. We're in Sutter Home Health Park here in West Sacramento. For Cantillo here, 2.96 ERA, 1-1 record. JT Ginn, 3.24 ERA, no record, but the A's have won 2 straight and 3 of 4. The Guardians did just win to snap that losing streak. They still lost the series to Tampa Bay. Cleveland's 500 right now. 7-9 is a road dog here. The Athletics are 7-6 at home. 4-3 is a favorite. 17-14 overall. Still over 500 right now. A's are 9-14 to the over at home. Guardians are 9-7 to the over on the road. Let's see what you got here in this one. Cleveland's dominated this series historically, but the current form probably favors the A's here right now. A's are up 5 2/3 units this season. Ginn's got a whip of 1.08, so it might be the better starter here out of these two. Both teams kind of trending under. Cleveland's gone under in 4 of 5. The A's have gone under all of a sudden in 5 straight here, and the 3 of them were at home against KC. But hey, we were riding the under by the end of that series there in the last 2 games. So maybe we're going to start going under here all of a sudden in Sutter Health Home Park. Let's go to the chat here with Cantillo and Ginn. We're almost done here with night moves. I think we've done a good job here. Let's see what you got. From the chat, it's going to be Cal Dog's on the A's, and Mr. Weskers is on the Guardians. And Andrew said the owner there has ruined the Mets. Is that right? Larry's on the Guardians here, but Andrew is on the A's here in this one. I'm going to go under here with these two starters in this game. Give me the under. Man, I'm taking too many totals. I'm taking too many totals here on the show. What am I going to do for the premiums tomorrow? We'll figure it out. It's a good card. All right, here we go. A couple more. How about the White Sox taking on my Padres here in this one? Padres, $1.45 here. The Padres are one of the best run line teams. You think the Padres need, they need all this drama and all these come from behind wins. They're 12-5 as a run line favorite actually this year, including 12-4 at home as a run line. They win by multiple runs a lot. The White Sox are 12-15 as a run line underdog, 7-9, a run line dog on the road. White Sox have gone over in 18 of 31 so far. They're 11-5 to the over on the road, 16-11 to the over as a dog. Padres 9-6 to the over at home because they got the bats. And for the White Sox here, you do have Noah Schultz. Schultz is a good guy. I was watching a profile on him. I like this kid's makeup. I don't know if he's ready for this, but he's got a 3.52 ERA, 1.11 whip, 18 Ks. He's done a nice job. But Padres here and the way they're clicking right now at home. Now you got a pitcher here for the Padres, in Esteban Marquez, who 4.3 ERA with 3-1 record, gets plenty of run support, 1.34 whip. Might not be statistically even better than Noah Schultz here at this point. Let's see what you got here in this one. I'm probably thinking might be thinking over here. I think White Sox have gone over in 6 of their last 7 on the road. Padres have gone over in 5 of 6. And you got Marquez. I think I actually think the White Sox might have some numbers on Marquez here a little bit. Let me see here. Couple guys here actually have that. Benintendi. That's a 2 for 5 with a double, and Colson Montgomery as a 2 for 3 with a double. That's pretty small sample size. Okay, let's see here. Padres for Cal Dog. Padres World Series for Mr. Westers. He might just be, sucking up to me here. White Sox are playing good ball. They've climbed down to the bottom. It's been a good start. Padres own the White Sox. That's who the Padres beat in the movie. Remember I talked about the movie where the Padres win the World Series? They beat the White Sox in the movie to win the World Series. The kid from left field, remember? With Gary Coleman, I told you. Padres run line for Mr. Westers. Padres money line for Larry Martin. It's my favorite movie of all time. When they say, hey, what's your favorite movie? I go, the kid from left field. Not Titanic, not Gone with the Wind. Give me the over, says Timmy Two Shoes. I'm going to go over with Timmy here. Give me the over in this one. White Sox and Padres here tonight. There's one more game, and then that's it for us. Thank you for spending 2 hours with me here on Night Moves. Royals and Mariners. Cole Reagans goes up against Brian Wu. $1.50 here for Wu. 3.86 ERA coming in for Wu. 1-2 record. Reagans 5 ERA. This isn't what Cole Reagans is supposed to be doing. 1-4 record right now. Royals have lost a couple in a row here. Mariners a modest favorite, $1.50. Royals are 2-11 as a dog. 3-12 on the road. Not good. Seattle 10-7 at home. Coming into this one. You'd think here for the Mariners, you'd think they could handle the business here. I would think in this one, Mariners are 6-1 in their last 7. Kansas City's lost all these road games this season. Woo's got a 106 whip as well. So this number is pretty low, but Woo's profile here, the matchup against this Kansas City team, actually, I believe he's got pretty strong numbers against this anticipated Royals lineup here. Woo's faced these guys one time, gave up two hits in 14 at bats in the one time he has faced this club. One walk, 5 Ks. Let me just go to the chat here in this one and see what you guys have with these two. I think Kansas City's going to be hard-pressed to score some runs, aren't they? Kansas City, not only this poor record on the road, but the offense is just so miserable on the road. They're actually 3-12 to the under on the road, 3-10 to the under as a dog. Okay, under here maybe for Timmy. Mr. Wesker's on the Mariners. Cal Dogs on the over. Timmy's on Seattle maybe. Timmy says Royals will get shut out. Royals team total under. Mariners run line for Larry. Mariners run line for Cal Dog. And Mr. Wesker says hard to play those Mariners run lines with this offense right now, not quite getting it done. Mariners are 11-18 as a run line favorite, but Kansas City's 3-10 as a run line dog. So I think there's a little something to that. All right, I better just kind of lay off a little bit. Give me the under here in this one. Kansas City and the Mariners. I'm going on. I got another total. You know, in the American League games, I went with the total in 5 of the 6 games. Jeez. Wow. All right, I think that's going to do it for Night Moves. Thank you for joining me here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel for a couple of hours. I really enjoyed it. Enjoy your Friday. I'm going to skip the drive-through tomorrow. I'm going to got a little thing going on. We're watching the Oaks and doing some other things as well. I'm afraid I can't make it, but I'll be back there next week. Join the Tony's Picks morning show with Tony and his panelists there for the morning. And then you got Ron and Rod on the happy hour, and then over there the Pick Dogs channel, it is the drive-through. It's on the Pick Dogs channel, but it's in conjunction with Tony's Picks, so we share that broadcast. And hey, go over there. Those guys are a great follow there at the Pick Dogs. I know they're a huge channel, started by the legendary Mitch Wilson, the late Mitch Wilson. So thanks for checking me out here on Night Moves. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it again for Saturday. We'll mention this one thing tomorrow. So tomorrow's show, believe it or not, we might start a little bit early, believe it or not. But the UFC tomorrow is at 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific. I'd like to watch it. So I think we're going to start Night Moves probably at least right on time. Look, it's a light card. We have the baseball and the, basketball and hockey are going to be a little bit lighter, on Saturday because of the, dropping off of the teams. I think there's only one NBA game on Saturday, and also in the NHL, I believe there are no games. So it's really just going to be baseball. So I'm going to try to start at 3 a.m. exactly, I promise. And we're just going to do an hour, and then we're going to go right, and then I'm going to watch the UFC. So get ready for a really fast, short show tomorrow. We'll preview the baseball. We're going to go rapidly in that. Because, like I said, if the UFC starts at 4 a.m. Eastern and 1 a.m. Pacific time from Australia. So I have some commitments with some programming, some live programming on that. So I need to be off the air here. But I think we can cover the baseball games in 1 hour and one basketball game. So thanks a lot. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off the daily premium pick packages here with me. And I really appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you. And to thank everyone in the chat as well. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com for our premium picks for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm Ramon Scott, and I'm in Las Vegas. So long.